Hey guys, and welcome to another Warframe video. Today I'm going to follow up on my primary weapons video I did a while ago by going over my favourite secondary weapons in Warframe. I've gone through and chosen my 5 favourites, which was pretty difficult since there's a ton of seriously good secondary weapons out there. The builds for each of these weapons are going to be linked in the description below rather than going through each specific build during the video. So let's start with my favourite secondary weapon out of them all, and that is the Gextroll Prime. The Gextroll Prime came out with Warframe Prime and the Fragor Prime and instantly climbed to the top of my secondary weapon list. I was one of these weird people that actually liked the original Gextroll, despite the fact that honestly they weren't that good. I loved the way they looked, the noise they made, and the accuracy they boasted. So when I saw they were being primed from the Warframe Prime's trailer, I was super happy. And when I got my hands on them, I was even happier. Status chance meant that status builds worked, crit chance and damage meant that a crit build worked too. Then combine that with the super accuracy that the non-prime also had as well, it was always going to be a recipe for a perfect weapon for me. If I was going to recommend a secondary weapon to a newer player to aspire towards, it would be getting these. I use them as weapons I buff even Mace's Peacemaker with, especially on the assassination missions like Hail the Fame. Stick on Corrosive, annihilate her even on sortie missions in a couple of seconds. These Gextrolls are by far my favourite secondary weapon, and one I will always recommend to everybody I meet. Second on the list is the Grineer shotgun pistol, the Brak. Picked up from killing the G3 and getting lucky with the drops, the Brak is a crit secondary shotgun with huge base damage and then the crit chance to back it up. The Brak was a weapon that I originally picked it up. I fell in love with it almost instantly. I love how it feels. It sounds beefy as heck, and while it's not necessarily the best looking weapon in the world, I do actually like how it looks. When you stick a whole bunch of Former into it, you end up with a weapon that's easily sortie capable and will deal with any of the enemies you're going to come up against, especially if you spam that fire button. It will fire pretty much as fast as you can click, and with its decent crit chance, it actually does crit a lot, and that pushes its damage through the roof. The damage output is actually pretty ferocious, and it's one of the reasons I love it. It's not the easiest weapon to get hold of, because sometimes RNG can be pretty brutal, but once you do, it is a fantastic sidearm and easily second on my list. Just behind the Brak is another weapon that instantly made an impact on me when it came out, and that is the Vacor Marelock, or what I refer to as my Vacor Crit Lock. The Vacor Marelock came out with all of the Syndicate secondary weapons and is for the Steel Meridian. It needs Mastery 6 and max rank with the Syndicate, and 100,000 standing. But after you've got that, you have a flintlock pistol that has my favourite firing animation of any weapon in the game. Spinning the weapon around after every single shot to load the next shot in has so much theatre and really appeals to my love of anything visually awesome in the game. But then couple that with a weapon that actually performs like it does, and you have a match made in heaven. The strength of the secondary crit mods means a crit build actually works really well, and then add to that 100% status with 3 dual stats as well, and you have a crit worthy weapon that procs on every single shot, which is incredible. I've also got it combined with Arcane Avenger on my Nyx too, which when it procs puts her crit chance even higher, and further pushes the damage output of my crit lock. It's a super popular weapon, but it's also one that I like a huge amount. In fourth as a weapon I reviewed a month or so again when it got its buff, and that is the Piranha. The second secondary shotgun on the list. You can grab this one from the Tanno Lab in the dojo, and it's got the highest mastery requirement of any on the list, and that is 12. What you do get is another crit worthy weapon, but unlike the Brak, which is mostly impact, the Piranha has by far the majority of the damage in slash. So you get crit combined with slash, which is a dream combination. It has more than enough damage to deal with even sortie level enemies super easily, especially if you're running corrosive projection against armoured units. But even without that, this will still demolish even super strong enemies very, very easily. The Piranha was strong even before its recent buff, but doubling that magazine size, giving it more damage, it's pushed it simply into crazy levels of effectiveness. It's actually the first weapon on this list to have a ribbon on it too for me, which you can actually see in the picture in the description. But with a 4 out of 5 disposition, you can get some incredible ribbons for this thing, putting it into overdrive. Add into that the fact it looks and sounds incredible too. It is the full package. It looks, sounds, effectiveness. Try the Piranha. Try it out. If you like secondary shotguns, it really is one heck of a beast. The fifth and final weapon on the list today is the former strongest weapon in the game, now a mostly forgotten relic, and that is the Acrid. Way back in the day now, in Damage 1.0, The Acrid was the undisputed king of Warframe. It was notorious for honestly being ridiculously overpowered. It took a huge hit when Damage 2.0 came out, and then ended up getting mostly forgotten. To be honest, I wasn't a huge fan of the weapon recently until I got my Ribbon for it, which has really made me focus in the way I build it. The Ribbon is a plus damage to Grineer Ribbon, so my build focuses on that, combining it with a primed Bane and Viral and Heat damage to make a weapon that is super focused around slaughtering Grineer. One of the things the Ribbon system did was make it clear to me, faction-specific builds is not something that you can just forget, and some of these weaker weapons can be pushed into usefulness with builds to kill a single faction. I do it with the Acrid, plus, things like the Hind and the Karak, where they are specific to killing Grineer. It makes it hugely effective at what it does, dealing with salty level enemies really easily. Plus, I love that squelch noise when it fires. Plus, the reload is super cool. It's unique, and I like that. Plus, it's something that I never see anyone use, which immediately makes me want to use it more, because people often ask me about it since they never see it. So, it has that factor as well. So I hope you enjoyed my quick look at my favourite secondary weapons in Warframe, and what it is that makes me enjoy them. I could talk forever about every weapon on this list, but I wanted to keep this short and concise for you. If you want to see me use these more, check out my live streams at twitch.tv/headshot. Ask me to show them off. Also, with Planes of Eidolon coming soon, there's going to be a Twitch Drops event that will be starting when the Planes is deployed. So you'll be able to watch my stream, you'll get the chance for some in-game items, so follow me on Twitch. The link is in the description below, so you can see when I go live. You'll get the chance to win some really cool stuff when Planes of Eidolon is launched. I'm also not far off hitting 5,000 follows on Twitch, so if you help me get to that mark, I will be doing a very special stream. Loads and loads of giveaways. I've got Platinum from Digital Extremes that I'm going to be able to give away, so you'll have a chance to get some really cool stuff from that too. However, many thanks for watching this video, and I shall see you in the next one.